Hey, what's up? You're listening to DawayInglés podcast. This is session number 5, present continuous and state verbs. Hello there. Welcome to Daway again. Welcome to the 5th lesson of Intermediate English course, el curso inglés intermedio. In previous lessons, you've learned to use, frequency adverbs, and we saw the present simple, and how to express your preferences, your likes, dislikes, prepositions. So today you're going to learn when to use the present simple and when to use the present continuous. Because this is a bit tricky for some people. So I know you know the present simple. Any verb in the present simple, you can conjugate it. Like I go to work every day. I don't play the violin. Or do you like playing cards? Okay, so that's a present simple. And I know you know the present continuous. You can say, I am talking right now. Okay, I am talking right now. You are listening to me. And the questions, are you working at the moment? Okay, are you working at the moment? So I know you can conjugate the verb tenses and you've got no problems with that. So what I want to stress today, what I want to focus on is when to use the simple and when to use the continuous, okay? And, some exceptions where you can't use the present continuous. So let's get started. So when do we use the present simple? This is super easy. The first use for the present simple is something permanent, a permanent situation or state. Something which is always the same about you, about your life. You say, I live in Murcia. Okay, I live in Murcia. I've lived here for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years now, I think. So it's a fact, okay? I live in Murcia. Or you can say, I love action movies. It's the story of my life. I love action movies. Or I don't have any pets. No tengo mascotas. It's a fact, okay? Something constant. So that's the first use, okay? Something permanent. It can be a situation or it can be a state of mind, okay? Now the second one is something which is always true, okay? A truth, una verdad. It can be scientific, okay? A scientific truth, like for example, the earth goes around the sun, okay? La tierra gira alrededor del sol. Or if you heat water, si calientas agua, if you heat water, it boils, okay? Hierve, el agua hierve. So if you heat water, it boils, okay? So that's a scientific truth, isn't it? Okay, it's something true. Or it can be a general truth about your life, okay? About your own experience. You can say, I don't know, if I wake up my father after lunch, he goes crazy. A mi padre se le va la pinza si lo despiertas durante la siesta. Imagine, okay? If I wake up my father after lunch, he goes crazy. Or you can say, my dog loves cookies, que le encantan las galletas. We use the present simple. It's a general truth about your life. And that's a second use, okay? So we've got something permanent and something which is always true. It can be scientific or general. And the third use, el tercer uso, is, this is the most famous one. It's something which happens regularly, a routine, basically, okay? So you say, I go to work every day. I drive on Mondays and Tuesdays. Or I never play tennis. I always write at night, okay? Or I usually get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? So, the basic use, routines, para las rutinas, actividades. Okay, so that's a present simple, okay? Those are the cases when we use the present simple. And now, when do we use the present continuous? Okay, this is a bit more complex, but it takes only 5 minutes to understand, so it's really, really simple. The first use is something temporary or something sporadic, okay? Something different from the rule, algo que difiere de la regla, que no es una constante. So for example, imagine, you have a normal house with your family or with your friends or with your partner, and you always sleep in the same bed, right? You have your bed, your own bed. And imagine your grandmother comes to your house and she's going to be here for a week, and you say, you tell a friend, this week I'm sleeping on the sofa because my grandmother came to my place and we don't have enough beds. No tenemos suficientes camas, So this week, because there aren't any beds, I'm sleeping on the sofa. Okay? So it's something different from the rule. It's something temporary. Or, imagine you say, today there is a strike. Okay? Hay una huelga. Today there is a strike. So I can't use the bus. No puedo utilizar el autobús. So I am walking to work. Today I'm walking to work. Okay? Voy andando. So it's something temporary, right? So that's the first use of the present continuous. Now we've got the second one is, you know this one. It's something happening right now. Something happening at this very moment. So you say, the sun is shining. El sol está brillando ahora mismo. Or I am recording. Right now I'm recording a podcast. Estoy grabando un podcast. Or you are listening to me, hopefully. Okay, you're listening to me. Or you are writing. Maybe you are writing right now, taking notes, which would be perfect, So something happening at the time of speaking, en el momento del habla. So we have something temporary or sporadic. We have something happening right now at the time of speaking. And then we've got something, something which is changing or developing. Algo que está ahora mismo cambiando o desarrollándose. Imagine you say, a lot of Spaniards, muchos españoles, are going abroad to look for a job. A lot of Spanish people are going to different countries abroad to look for a job. Or you say, this year, a lot of tourists are coming to Murcia. Okay? Están viniendo muchos turistas últimamente. A lot of tourists are coming to Murcia. So we use the present continuous because it's something developing. Okay? It's changing. Okay, so that's the third use. We have something temporary, something happening right now, and something developing or changing at the moment. And now we've got another use. And this is something in progress, not necessarily happening right now. Okay? Algo que está en progreso. It's very, very, very similar to the previous use. It's something in progress. So we say, I am studying English. Okay? Estoy estudiando inglés. Okay? Maybe yesterday I studied a lot. Maybe tomorrow I have class. Maybe today I'm not studying. Okay? It doesn't have to be right now. But I'm studying English. Okay? It's in progress. I'm developing my language skills. Okay? So I'm studying English. Or you can say, this month I'm learning to play golf. I'm taking classes. Maybe today I'm not playing, but I am learning to play golf. So it's in progress. Okay. And the final one, the final use of the present continuous, it's with the adverb, with the frequency adverb, always, okay, con siempre. And this can be something positive or something negative. We use always with the present continuous. So imagine it's something positive, something you really appreciate or something you're happy about. You say, I've got this classmate, tengo un compañero de clase, I've got this classmate, he's always helping me with homework. Siempre me ayuda con los deberes. Siempre. He's always helping me with homework, okay? Or you say, when I go to my parents' house, my mother is always cooking me my favorite dish, okay? Siempre me cocina lo que más me mola. Okay, my mother is always cooking me, my favorite dish. So it can be something positive, and we use always, or it can be something really negative, something which annoys us, something upsetting, okay? Algo bastante molesto que nos da rabia. So you can say, Come on, Dave, you're always talking. Come on, would you shut up? Okay? Siempre estás hablando, qué pesado. You're always talking, okay? Or imagine you say to your friend, you're always shouting. Come on, try to speak quieter, okay? En plan, siempre estás gritando, okay? So you complain, te quejas de algo. You use always and present continuous. Okay, so we've got something temporary, something happening right now, something changing or developing, something in progress, and something positive or negative with the frequency adverb always. And now the final thing, there's a final thing that you need to know, and it's a group of verbs which can't be used with the present continuous. Okay, it's forbidden. Está prohibido. So you can't use the present continuous with these verbs. And these verbs are state verbs. Okay, verbos de estado. So which are state verbs? ¿Cuáles son los verbos de estado? Okay, the state verbs are the verbs which don't describe actions. Okay, any verb that doesn't describe an action, a physical action. If you say, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo kicked the ball, okay? Pateó la pelota o le pegó una patada. It's an action. Or if you say, I sent a letter yesterday. Mandé una carta. It's a physical action. But if you say, I understand the question, that's not an action, okay? It's not physical. Es un proceso mental. So any verb which doesn't describe an action, it's a state verb and cannot go, it can't go with the present continuous. On the article I wrote on the blog, you've got some of these verbs. So I'm going to read them for you. The first group of state verbs is thoughts, okay? Thoughts. Verbos que describan pensamientos, thoughts. So we've got believe, okay? Believe, creer, know, saber, remember, recordar, forget, olvidar, think, creer, tener una opinión, feel, and understand, okay? Then we have feelings, feelings, emotions. So we've got like, hate, love, want, need, prefer, okay? Something that expresses our emotions. Then we have